Self-proclaimed Mormon prophets, brothers Dan and Ron Lafferty, got a revelation from God to kill their younger brother's wife, Brenda, and her 15-month-old daughter, Erica. The murders were barbaric.
My Uncle Alan, like thinking of him coming home to that, like seeing his baby, it was a shock.
Dan Lafferty got life in prison. Ron Lafferty got the death penalty. Dan's daughter, Rebecca, was 7 years old at the time of the murders. Learning what her father did and who her father was hit Rebecca like a revelation of her own.
I realized he's capable of anything. He could have killed me. He could have killed all of us. He doesn't have any feelings.
Time went by. Then, from behind bars, a new Utah family is baptized by Dan Lafferty. Christy Strack and Dan became friends and wrote each other for years. One day, Christy reached out to Rebecca.
She was in a very dark place, and she was asking me if I really believed that this life is worth living.
Christy also confessed to Rebecca.
She told me she was in love with my father.
Reportedly, the Stracks suffered from drug addiction, mental illness, and feared the impending apocalypse.
I know in previous conversations there was talk about suicide. And my dad said, if that's something that you feel like you need to do, then that's something I guess you feel like you need to do.
So he supported her suicide?
He supported her suicide.
Then, a frantic call to 911 would reveal a tragedy far deeper than only Christy's own suicide.
The whole family is dead. Yes. How many do we have there? 5.
The Strack family, Christy and her husband Benjamin, were found on their bed with 3 of their children lying on the floor near them, surrounded by cups of a lethal cocktail of drugs.
And they all took poison.
Christy and Ben Strack had a relationship with convicted killer Dan Lafferty. He has very strong beliefs himself about the end of the world.
Do you think your dad told her to drink poison?
He may have told her how to do it. I don't know. Wouldn't doubt it. He is very capable, I will say that.
Dan Lafferty told the Associated Press, although he hadn't talked to the Strack family in years, he believes his hell-on-earth philosophy led to the murder-suicides.
He still has a way to manipulate and hurt people, even
Influence
in prison.
them. Mm-hmm.
Even in prison.
Yeah.
Does he still believe he's a prophet?
Yes.
Over the years, Rebecca has visited her dad in prison often, but has recently decided to stop going.
He dominates the conversation the whole time. I don't get to share anything about myself, and I just don't have any desire to go see him anymore. He's a master manipulator. Just done.
He believes that the walls of the prison are going to crumble down and he'll be freed. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be scared if he was released from prison?
Yeah.
Rebecca says she has forgiven her father and she loves him, but has spent her life trying to not let his actions define her. Talking about it now, though, is healing.
Rebecca, I think something that we both have in common is that we've gone through extreme, abnormal situations. And, you know, maybe people are at home wondering how we can talk so candidly and so open about this. But I know, and for myself, that it was just my way of coping. What do you feel about this?
I was so shut down in so many ways just to survive. It's just been survival for me. No, what I choose is to not be my past, but acknowledge myself for where I am, what I've come through. And if my story can help at least just one person, then I'll know this wasn't for nothing.
Such a brave perspective, and one that I know she hasn't arrived at easily. Rebecca left the church at age 14. She's currently writing a book about her experience of growing up the daughter of such an infamous killer. As for the Strack family, they didn't leave a suicide note behind, only unanswered questions. From behind bars, Lafferty told the Salt Lake Tribune, quote, "I'll miss them, but I'm happy for them. I believe they're in paradise now."